And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Chris Sagaas is our guest. Chris, the director of the Utica Public Library. In the reading room, when you come in the back door, you come in that hallway, and right to your left is what I call the reading room. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do you call it the same thing?
Call it the reading room or the lounge.
Okay.
So it's where most of that reading happens, yes.
Yeah. And there's some comfortable chairs in there, and I see, and some tables, and I see over the years people, adults working with other adults one-on-one at a table, adults working with children. Is that kind of a tutorial thing that's going on?
Yes, we have, it's not specifically a library run program, but we have a really good relationship with all of the both youth and adult tutors that are working in our city. Like last Thursday, I think there were probably 10 tutors tutoring students of varying ages in our building, not only in that lounge space, but we have rooms upstairs. We have some large tables on our fourth stack level that people also do small group study. But the tutoring is a big part of what we see as an essential part of our service to the community, giving that space.
It's a quiet place, it's a safe place, it's conducive to that kind of thing? Yeah,
I think, and I know you and I have shared this before, but I talked about it actually with one of our loyal patrons today, and she was expressing how she loves coming into the Utica Public Library because it's full of activity and energy, but of a variety of natures. And I said that's one of the things that my staff and I try to continually provide is an opportunity for people to experience the library in multiple ways. So there's a quiet reading space, sure, we have it. There's a small group study room, sure, you're a not-for-profit that needs to do a presentation for 50 people, we have the space for that. You need an overhead projector, you need to do a conference call, and you need really a bigger parking lot. We have those types of things that we continually tell people, let's have a conversation, how can we provide what you need, and then usually what happens is when we make these connections with other community organizations and groups, we learn something about their services, and because people continue to come for us with the I don't know where to go, we have the information and resources to connect them.
Do you have a partnership going on with the OD? It escapes my mind what that is, but
I had alluded to it the last time we spoke. We purchased online access to a product now that allows any Utica card holder to log in, to go to our website, and there's a link there. You enter your Utica Public Library card in, and you essentially get that day's plus back to January 1st of 2019 PDF versions of the newspaper. So a lot of people like to look at the newspaper on their device. The device and online aspect doesn't always mimic what the paper feels like, and there's a lot of people, including myself, who like to kind of have the editorial content laid out the way the paper looks. This product now allows people to look for it. They can actually crop and print articles, and we also will continue to have, we had talked before, people thought that we weren't going to have access to the old ODs anymore. We're still going to have access, it's just going to be in this different format. We still have all the old microfilm, and in fact, we are the only library in the Mid-York Library System that has purchased this product. So if you're on the beach in Florida and you want to look at that morning's OD on your device and you have a Utica Public Library card, you can essentially look at the paper as it appears in print. You just can't hear the rustling of the pages and have the wind blowing.
Yeah. You had a garden out back too. Is that still going on?
Yep, the community garden space, they've ramped up their planning for the growing season. There's still snow on the ground. Not a surprise to anybody, but that's still happening. And we also allow, there's some youth groups through the Bowman House 2 doors down, which is part of the old DeSales School. They teach basic gardening to their students. They essentially cultivate and harvest vegetables as well. And there's an additional garden that has freed up, and we've talked to people at Boilermaker Community Garden about a possible additional garden space for them as well. So,
with all this computer, with all this technology stuff going on, are you still buying books for the library?
We are. Our book budget, one of the other things too, being part of a system like Mid-York, we're able to get the resources that other libraries buy too. So if you rely on other libraries to fill some of the gaps and vice versa, you don't necessarily have to buy as many copies of things. You can buy more different things. We still have, we still get a lot of people who tried the digital, they want to come back to the print, and when we get a lot of people who like having the option of digital and print, I'm still a print person for books, but like the online resource I talked about with the OD, I love being able to look at that on my tablet as well.
Do you go through those books from time to time, or somebody on the staff go through those books from time to time and take books out and get rid of them?
We do. We have a low-cost used book sale. Stuff that's not really valuable, unfortunately, has to be recycled. But what we will do is try to return some of that value of the books that are either not necessarily fit for our collection, but something that people might want. We'll sell that at a modest cost, and then that money goes back into the library's general fund. I should also mention that Congressman Brindisi and his wife started a program called Brindisi's Bookworms. They were at the library at the end of March, and essentially he started this program where they're going to redistribute kind of extra copies and or things that have been determined not, I don't want to say not suitable, but stuff that the Library of Congress gets, so it's quality literature, quality books, but they're looking to give that to other libraries in the community and other organizations that need to supplement their own book collections. So
We've only got a couple seconds left, but where do you see the library going in the next few years?
well, the building, hopefully nowhere, because every time I talk to you, I tell you how beautiful that space is, and it's inspirational to work there, but it's also inspirational for our community to have that civic resource. We're looking to, we still have to make some improvements to the physical space. What we're looking to do is kind of attract groups who don't necessarily use it for library purposes, but maybe for some events and that type of stuff, which we hope will supplement our revenue stream. But they just came out with some really good research about how reading to kids with print is actually preferable than e-content. So we know that that's a big part of our service, so we're going to continue to do the same old important stuff.
Good. Good to see you. Don't wait till National Library Week to come back.
I won't. Thank you.
Okay, that's going to do it for us this week. We'll be back next week. Don't forget cnyhomepage.com. Lots of good stuff there. Until next time, take care of yourself, everybody.